Can you imagine your HOA president stealing your social security check over a mailbox color? That's exactly what happened to me, a 68-year-old retiree just trying to get by after hip surgery. Let me tell you how Lisa Harper, our neighborhood self-appointed queen, went from nitpicking my mailbox to facing federal prison, her smug empire crumbling in handcuffs. It's a story of petty power trips, federal law, and justice that'll make your jaw drop. It all kicked off on a humid Tuesday afternoon. I was hobbling back from physical therapy, my cane clicking on the pavement, feeling pretty good about my recovery. My Social Security check was due that day, and I was counting on it to cover groceries and meds. As I pulled into my driveway, there she was, Lisa Harper, clipboard in hand, standing by my mailbox like she owned the place. Lisa was the HOA president, notorious for her eagle-eyed obsession with community standards. I'd tangled with her before, once over my lawn being a smidge too tall, another time because my trash bin lingered curbside for an extra hour. "Afternoon, Lisa," I called, forcing a smile to keep the peace. She turned, her blonde bob frozen in place, her smile as fake as a $3 bill. "Mr. Thompson," she said, her voice dripping with that patronizing tone she'd perfected. "Your mailbox is off. It's slate gray, not the jet black required by Section 12, Paragraph 4 of our bylaws." She tapped her pen on her clipboard, like a judge passing sentence. I sighed, leaning on my cane. "Lisa, this mailbox has been here for 15 years. The HOA approved it when I moved in. It's straight from Home Depot." Her eyes narrowed, lips pursing. "Standards change, Mr. Thompson. You have 14 days to replace it, or fines start piling up. I've left a notice." She pointed to a pink slip poking out of my mailbox. I limped over to grab it, but something felt wrong. The mailbox was empty. The flag was down, mail had been delivered, but there was nothing inside except her stupid notice. My stomach twisted. "Lisa, where's my mail? My Social Security check was supposed to arrive today." She clutched her clipboard tighter, chin tilting up. "I removed some items that didn't fit the approved mailbox dimensions. If you had the right mailbox, this wouldn't be an issue." My heart skipped a beat. "Lisa, you took my mail? That's a federal crime." She scoffed, rolling her eyes like I was some kid throwing a tantrum. "Don't be dramatic. I'm enforcing HOA policy. Your mail's in the community office for safekeeping until you comply." She turned to strut away, her heels clicking, clearly thinking she'd won. I stood there stunned. That check wasn't junk mail or a coupon flyer, it was my lifeline. "Lisa, I need that check now. You can't just take federal documents." She spun back, her face flushed with the thrill of control. "You'll get your mail when you fix your mailbox. Think of it as incentive." Her smirk made my blood boil, but I'd spent 30 years as an accountant dealing with people like her. I stayed calm. "I'm calling the police," I said, pulling out my phone. Her smugness flickered. "This is an HOA matter, not a police matter. Waste their time if you want, they'll back me up. I'm the president." She sauntered off, her air of superiority trailing like cheap perfume. But I didn't call the local cops. I did something Lisa hadn't counted on. I dialed the United States Postal Inspection Service. Mail theft isn't a slap on the wrist, often cites a federal felony, and they don't mess around. Within 2 hours, Postal Inspector Agent Carter was at my house, a no-nonsense guy with a notepad and a badge that screamed authority. I laid it all out, Lisa's mailbox obsession, her admitting she took my check, her claim it was safekeeping. Carter's jaw tightened as he scribbled. "So, the HOA president removed your Social Security check and is holding it hostage over a mailbox color?" he asked, his tone sharp. "That's right," I said. "And she's done stuff like this before. Last month, she sneaked into the Wilsons' yard to measure their fence while they were at work." Carter explained that mail tampering could land her in prison for up to 5 years per offense, plus hefty fines. He asked for a formal statement, which I gave without hesitation. "Can you take me to this community office where she's keeping the mail?" he asked. I grinned. "Let's go." The HOA office was a converted house at the neighborhood entrance, Lisa's personal fiefdom. Through the window, I saw her sorting a pile of mail on her desk, me mail, and God knows whose else. Carter told me to stay in the car and marched inside. I watched Lisa's face go white as he flashed his credentials. She started waving her arms, pointing at regulation binders and community maps, but Carter wasn't waving it. He just kept writing in his notebook, his expression like stone. After 15 minutes, he came out with a stack of mail, not just mine, but a bundle from multiple residents. Lisa trailed behind, her usual polish unraveling. "This is outrageous!" she shrieked, loud enough for me to hear from the car. "I'm enforcing community standards. Those mailboxes violate our bylaws." Carter turned calm as ice. "Ms. Harper, removing mail from private mailboxes violates U.S. Code Title 18, Section 1708. Your HOA title doesn't give you the right to intercept or withhold U.S. mail." He handed me my stack, and there it was, me Social Security check, unopened, along with other envelopes. "Mr. Thompson, is this yours?" I nodded, relief flooding me. Lisa's face twisted with fury. "You have no authority! The bylaws clearly state." Carter cut her off. "HOA bylaws don't trump federal law. Based on your admission and the evidence, I'm arresting you for mail theft and obstruction of mail delivery." Her jaw dropped as he read her Miranda rights, snapping handcuffs on her wrist not too tight, but tight enough to make it real. "This is absurd," she sputtered. "I'm the president of Oakwood Meadows HOA. I've run this board for 12 years. Her voice cracked, panic replacing her usual condescension. Neighbors started poking their heads out, drawn by the commotion. Among them was the HOA VYC president, Mr. Lee, who looked stunned but maybe a little relieved. Carter didn't flinch. "Ms. Harper, you're facing charges that carry up to 5 years in prison per count and fines up to $250,000. The Postal VYC has a 98 fan tram con VY tie-in rate." As Lisa was led to his unmarked car, her bravado collapsed. Her shoulders slumped, her face crumpling as the weight of her actions hit her. I almost felt bad. Almost. Carter told the growing crowd that anyone else whose mail was taken should come forward. Turns out, Lisa had been at this for months, snatching mail from anyone with a violation, wrong mailbox, unapproved fence, you name it. She'd used it as leverage to bully people into compliance. The next day, Carter called with an update. They'd found 30 instances of mail theft affecting 27 residents. Lisa was staring down multiple felony charges. Her preliminary hearing was set for the next week, and prosecutors were confident, especially after finding her detailed mail confiscation system on her computer. I went to her arraignment 2 weeks later. Lisa, once the picture of HOA perfection in her tailored blazers, looked like a ghost in a plain pantsuit, her hair limp, her confidence gone. The judge listed the charges: mail theft, obstruction, possession of stolen mail, and denied her lawyer's motion to dismiss. When the potential penalties came up: 5 years per count, fines in the hundreds of thousands, Lisa gripped the table, swaying. Her lawyer asked for a recess, and in the hallway, I overheard him laying it out. "With a plea, maybe 18 months in prison and a $50,000 fine. Without one, the evidence is overwhelming. I wouldn't risk a trial." Lisa's facade shattered. "Prison?" she choked, tears streaking her makeup. "I was just enforcing the rules. My job, my reputation." Her voice broke, and I realized she finally understood. Her petty crusade had cost her everything. As I walked away, I couldn't help but think maybe my mailbox's shade wasn't worth all this.